Delighted with his
how it
performance.
happened.
Gal says, I'm the winner, I'm the champ.
Somehow
The judges will settle this one.
Have an American foot up the boy fan. I remember, let me mute this, my bad. I remember when I was watching, I think it was the Mark Hunt fight, and my girlfriend at the time, she was like, who's that? Is that a world champion or some old shit, she said. And I was like, what? That's motherfucking Paul Gallen. He plays football or rugby or some shit. Well, anyway, basically, I didn't have no clue who he was until I believe it was Big J. I didn't discover it. Wait a minute. I don't remember what card I first watched Paul Gallen. By the way, let me tell you what's going on. This is Sonny Bill Williams versus Paul Gallen. It was in the Qudos Bank Arena in Sydney, Australia. It is 9:03 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. They fought 8 2-minute rounds, and I'm giving it to Sonny Bill Williams. However, Paul Gallen's got some mean body shots. This is a domestic level celebrity boxer grudge match over there in Australia. Both of these guys are very well known and very well respected where they're from. So anyway, before we listen to the cards, we're waiting for the decision. It is Wednesday, July the 16th, 2025. I'm T Street Controversy with Fight View 360, and my Australian colleague Big J is going to be on later on in the video to give his thoughts on the card. So let me say this. I am what you call a low-down boxing degenerate. I will watch anything and everything if I have the time. You know the actor Mickey Rourke? I watched 2 of his fights, covered them shits. I watched 60-year-old men fight. You know, listen, I'm covering 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao. Now, this is not bad. 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao is not bad, but I'm talking the level of fights that I've covered over my 11-year career on YouTube. It's something sexy about it. Well, anyway, this is my Twitter. I've been here since about 7 a.m. watching this card. It's on a streaming platform called Stan TV. It's like Netflix over in Australia. It's a streaming service, and they are not known to put on pay-per-views, but I believe this is their 3rd pay-per-view. 2 of Sonny Bill, and I feel like there was another one. I just don't know who. Oh, it's good to see them guys shaking hands. And by the way, Sonny Bill is huge, 6'3". I believe he's listed at 235, something like that. He looks much bigger though. And Paul Gallen, clearly about 6 foot, looks much bigger. But don't get me wrong, Gallen is kind of stocky. He got like that old man, strong built body. You ever see Rocky Balboa, the last official Rocky movie? You know, when he was like 60, when he fought Mason the Lion Dixon. Paul Gallen built like Rocky was built in that movie. Not as ripped, but like that old man, you know, like if he touched you to the body, he hit really hard. And that's what I was getting from this fight. Sonny Bill was more of the mover, the boxer. And remember, it was only 8 2-minute rounds. So they had to get the busy quickly. And it was an exciting fight for as long as it lasted, especially for 2 40-plus-year-old men. I believe that Sonny Bill is 40 and Paul is 43, if I'm correct. Well, let's listen to the particulars. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe, and we're going to get my colleague on the line and see what he has.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing action, we go to the judges' scorecards for the decision. Judge Andrew Lazic scores the bout 77-74, Paul Gallen.
They want a rematch.
Judge Mick Heafy scores the bout 77-74, Sonny Bill Williams.
I want to see punch that. They want a rematch.
Judge Will
Give it to me.
Sulos scores the bout.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
76-75.
It's going to be Paul. Watch.
A winner by split points decision. And ladies and gentlemen, it goes in favor of...
Come on, spit it out.
Red corner!
Oh, they want the rematch. I don't think that Paul did enough. I'm sorry, PG didn't do enough. PG, you ain't do enough, PG. Let me see what the people are saying.
You just had your hand raised, but you look so despondent.
Mate, seriously, how they score that? Anyway, mate,
Don't think
lost one round.
he did enough?
Second round, definitely lost it. Then there was one other pretty close one. Then he got a point taken off. How the hell's he win, man? I can't. Anyway, that's life. I got the win. That's all that matters. It'll be there forever. Look, at the end of the day, I'm
I think he did enough.
years old in less than a month's time. Sonny just came up to me and said he wants to have a coffee man to man, and I'll honour that. I had my fights. I finished my fights. I moved on with life. I'm not going to bring this up or talk about it. I'm not going to bring this up or talk about it or carry on. I'll get asked about it in the coming days. And
I'm wrong?
about it, but I'm not going to gloat. It's been a long time coming.
I agree with this.
You know, I got the job done, and that's all that matters. Life goes on now. Me and Sonny had a decent chat just then. I sincerely wish the best to him and his family. Like, me and him are like oil and water. We're never going to, I suppose, break bread, but I'm willing to have a coffee with him and catch up man to man. And I wish him all the best for him and his family. I've seen him with his kids at the footy. He's a terrific dad, and I can tell he loves his kid, as do I. And I just can't wait.
Sonny Bill left the ring.
To go back to being a dad, to be honest. The last 2 or 3 months have been so consuming. I want to thank my team, my sponsors, G'd Up, Rio Zone, Pink, Pest Control. Turn around, fuck yeah. SBS Fence and Toilet Hire, and Dubbo Automotive. Just got punched in the head a few times, I forget. They've been fantastic to me. I really want to thank them for supporting me. Can't thank them enough. I want to thank my employer, Channel 9 and 2GB. I've been really distant in the past couple of months because of this, and you know, I got COVID 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and needed a couple of days off, and they gave it to me. Then last week, I wasn't quite over it, and they gave me Friday, Saturday off to prepare for this, and thankfully I've come good. So can't thank them enough, and I look forward to just going back and talking about footy. I'm a footy player at heart, and I want to go back and talk about footy. And a couple of the Cronulla Sharks, can't thank them enough. I wouldn't be here right now without the Cronulla Sharks. They've been so wonderful to me for 25 plus years. I want to thank a couple of current players, Nico Hines in particular, and Ronaldo Mulitalo. Sonny said something a few weeks ago that was a little bit out there, and Ronaldo Mulitalo, when he saw me, come straight up to me and calm my nerves. And for a young kid who debuted when I was still playing, he showed a lot of wisdom and age, and really helped me. So Ronnie, love you, brother. Thanks very much. And the Cronulla Sharks as a whole, come on, boys. I want to see nothing more than a premiership. Let's go, you good things. I want to see it. I love them so much. I love going down to training. I've missed the past 2 or 3 months. I've hardly been down there. I can't wait to get back down to training. Been in the meetings. There was a meeting I went to about probably 5-6 weeks ago, and man, it got me pumped. Got me so pumped. Some of the things that Fitzy does got me so pumped, and I promised myself I was going to win this fight. And
my bad.
Thanks, boys. I got it done.
For someone who just fought 8 rounds, you're not bad at a word there, mate. I have to say, 10 years of emotion leading into this fight. Did it feel like that's what it amounted to tonight? Was that enough?
The win's enough. That's all that matters. It's sort of been on and off. It's been pretty periodic. It's really only sort of 18, 19, 20, 21 where I was really chasing it. Early on when I started fighting, he started fighting, I was asked about it. And I remember when I was first asked about it, I said, give me a break, I've had one fight. But then it sort of escalated year after year, but it wasn't really till 18, 19, 20, 21 where I was really chasing it. Obviously never got it done, but thankfully here we are. We've got it done, and I got the win.
Now, I know you've set your career in the boxing ring to also shine a light on some of the amazing talent that's coming through here in Australia. You've done exactly that tonight. Both you and Sonny have put on an amazing showcase of amazing talent coming through Australia. Did you manage to sort of cast your eye over any of the fights earlier on?
No, I didn't see any of them. I saw a couple in the TV. I wasn't watching intently, no. But I do want to thank my sparring partners, people that helped me get ready. Ike from Pluto, he's from our Penrith way. He's had about 100 amateur fights, 6 or 7 pro fights. He's a great fighter. He got me going. Johan Linde, Kane Baker, they fought each other tonight. They both helped me get going, fight, sparring big Johan at the 6'6" height was fantastic. And the other bloke, look, he's got a bit of a checkered history, Curtis Scott. But, man, he beat most cruiserweights or bridgeweights in the country, to be honest. So if someone can give him a go, I think he'd make it work. So we can't change what's happened in the past, and look, I'm not sticking up for him at all. But what's happened in the past has happened. He can't change it. He's a young man, but he wants to fight. And I'm telling you right now, he'll beat most cruiserweights or bridgerweights in the country.
All right, well, we're going to let you enjoy jumping into that ice bath. You said almost 44. You're probably going to need it. Thank you so much, and congratulations on a great career.
Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone, coming out supporting it. Thank you.
So apparently, it's a very polarizing result. It looks like, according to social media, and obviously we all have our own opinions, but I thought on my side that Sonny Bill had the cleaner, effective punching. And let me tell you, outside of clips, I came in here. I've covered all three of these fights. I believe I watched this one. I don't believe so. I don't remember this fight. I may have. I'm sorry, my memory's shit. But from what I've seen, Sonny Bill didn't look as stiff tonight as he did, you know, especially since he's had, what, a 3-year layoff nearly, compared to how he looked against Mark Hunt. And even if he did stop Barry Hall in 1 round, I was like, you know, because of his size. I mean, you know, the guy, you know, look at him, he's a tank. So this begs the question of, are they trying to build up a rematch? Is there some funky shenanigans? Those body shots, though. I'm talking about Paul Gallen. Let me see if I can get one. And obviously, you may wonder why I'm not showing the clips in full, because you got to be careful because you can get copyright. Look at this. Look at this. Watch this one. But there was a couple of them that went directly, like you seen Sonny Bill's like ribs like damn near cave in. But I just don't think that was enough to get him the win. I just don't think it was. Look, that weren't that. I just don't think it was enough to get him the win. Now, I do believe it started getting closer later on, and the pressure of Paul Gallen should have, you know, like he was in the fight, and he was always a threat. But once again, you know, 8 2-minute rounds. Paul Gallen, I don't understand like how he won the first. I mean, he won his last fight, to where Sonny Bill lost his last fight. And I don't know the logistics on why the fight, you know, wasn't Gallen versus Sonny Bill. Maybe you guys can let me know. I'm going to ask my colleague. But apparently, as I'm looking at, you know, everything online, it seems as though I'm not in the minority who thinks that SBW got it in. So the question is, for those who did see the fight, you know, how do you feel? Like, did you feel like, okay, you know what? Maybe I would be interested in a rematch, because I didn't really give a shit too much outside of my boxing degenerate side. It was like, all right, fuck it. It's Wednesday morning. I got a dental appointment in about 45 minutes. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it. It's like my Wednesday morning cartoons as I'm sitting here with my reading glasses and read my Delaware County Times newspaper and drinking my pomegranate iced tea. So I would entertain a rematch. I would do it. And I'm trying to look at it from I mean, I'm a boxing degenerate though. I'm a low down boxing degenerate. I will watch anything. But I did want to hear from Sonny Bill, but he seems to be in good spirits. But let's see how it goes. Take your time out, like the video, subscribe, and teach through controversy with 5U 360. Let's get my Aussie colleague on the line and see what he has to say. All right. So, got my Australian colleague on the line. You've already heard enough from me, so I'm gonna ask him some questions and see how we had the fight going. So first, briefly, for the people who are just saying, you know what, I'm just coming across this video. Who was Sonny Bill Williams? Who was Paul Gallen? How did these guys come to fight, and why is it such a big deal on this network stand? You know, so can you give a brief story of how this fight came about?
Sure. So Sonny Bill and Paul Gallen were both long-time players in the NRL, which is the National Rugby League, which is the main, the second biggest football code in Australia. We play rugby league here in Australia, and it's the second biggest sport in the country. second only to the AFL for football codes. These guys are long-time rivals, even though Sonny Bill defected from Rugby League to Rugby Union. Then he came back in 2013, won a premiership with the Sydney Roosters. Gallen won a premiership with the Cronulla Sharks in 2016. For those who don't know what a premiership is, it's like winning the Super Bowl.
I was going to ask you that. There you go. All right.
Yeah. Basically, these guys have been butting heads at each other for years. This fight should have happened a decade ago when both were playing footy, and it would have been a lot more significant than what it is now. I mean, Gal's about to turn 34, and Sonny Bill's in his late 30s? So
Sonny Bill's 40 now. Gallen's 43, about to turn 44.
Okay, both of these guys are 40. This fight should have happened 5, not 10 years ago. Would have been more significant than what it is now. And we got to remember, Australians love a novelty fight, and because of Anthony Mundine switching over from the NRL 25 years ago, who single-handedly saved boxing in this country, when league players or even union players, more so league players, switch to boxing, it generates publicity because Australians love it when big, well-known football stars like Gallen and Sonny Bill were extremely well-known in the NRL and had a big fan base. When they switch over to boxing, people watch it because A, Australians love a novelty fight, and B, they like it when football players do it because they generate the dollars. It gets bums and seats. People pay the money to see it. But as far as I'm concerned, it's now run its course, and we don't need this. We don't need these novelty bullshit fights anymore because they're just getting flat out beyond the joke. They're fucking embarrassing now. We don't need it anymore. So I hope this shit stops and there's no more football players because boxing in Australia is now strong enough that we don't need this sort of shit. I mean, we just had, Nyika Johnson, who, lest we forget, is a bloody Kiwi, so a New Zealander, but she just had the most significant win in in female Australian boxing history, and it's gone under the radar because people would rather see two 40-year-old football players dance around each other for 8 rounds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I had no interest in the fight. This fight was not that great in the first place. But what do you expect from two 40-year-old ex-footy players? Yeah. So I hope this ends. I don't want a rematch. I don't want to see these guys in the ring again. I couldn't give a flying fuck. Australian boxing now, it's so strong. I mean, what? It's only mid-July. How many world titles have we had so far this year?
Yeah,
10?
you got and also you got of course you got Fundora Zoo 2 this weekend, and then you have Sam Goodman, Nick Ball coming up, as well. Hooney was just fighting for a title, interim title, but still a title nonetheless. And then you have George Camboso. So and then the title fights earlier this year. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But I'm like I said, I'm surprised that and as you said, it's the culture over there that Australians will buy this type of stuff and they will call for these type of fights.
But I'm hoping now that we transition back to the time where we actually rely on real boxers to sell fights. But the problem is that the real boxers that we've got, let's be honest, they can't sell because they're not talkers. Gal and Sonny Bill are great talkers. They're great trash talkers.
Yeah, forgot about Opatai as well, yeah.
Opatai he's a very quiet. Same with Tim Tszyu. You can't get 2 words out of him.
And that's why when we first met and we were doing our first videos, I was telling you how that's why a guy like Mundine, he was a generation too early. Because his fights wasn't widely available. To where guys like Tim Tszyu, they get global exposure with fans. There was no social media is what it is now when Mundine was really making his bones out there.
Exactly.
And even though he was polarizing and had some some opinions that ruffled feathers clearly, but still, in the global scale, that's considered entertainment.
Exactly. He played the heel extremely well. Yeah. The only real heel that we've got these days is Mick Sarafa, and Australians won't pay to see the good guy win. They'll pay to see the bad guy get his fucking head kicked in. Yeah. So that's we'd rather see the bad guy get beat up. So that's the way it works in this country, and Mick plays the role very well.
Remember, that's how it worked with Mayweather. People paid to see him lose.
Yeah, and he never did. But we need that polarizing figure to keep the sport alive, because George Gambosis did a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, very good on the
you know,
microphone.
his run's probably coming to an end, and we need someone else to step up. The problem is that most of these blokes and the girls who are boxers are very reserved and softly spoken, and they don't really talk a lot of shit. So, because they just rather let their fists do the talking. That's fine.
And you know what? And for the fans, who say boxing doesn't need that, yes, in this day and age of boxing is entertainment as well. That's how you make the money. That's how it's why it's called prize fighting. You want people talking about you. Unfortunately, that's the way the sport is, good or bad. But one thing you always see, or let's say 95% of the time, is the fighters shake hands, hug in the ring, give each other respect, because they know they have to do that to sell the fight. Even Paul Gallen and Sonny Bill shook hands in the ring. Even though Sonny Bill didn't do his post-fight interview, he walked out of the ring. But still, this we made our money, we promoted the fight, boom, let's dap it up, So, for fans who get bent out of shape and say, we don't need that in the sport, yes, actually we do. The boxers do, especially if they want to be well known and they want to be able to generate the money to be able to get the fights that they want, to be able to call the shots that they want.
Well, exactly right. I mean, it's the same in pro wrestling. The heel makes the face
Exactly.
the money. Exactly.
The heels make the good guy the good guy.
Exactly. And boxing needs that. And, unfortunately, there's only been a handful of guys in Australian boxing that can actually play that heel role extremely well. Chock was one. Paul Gallen did all right. Mick Zarafa has his moments, but really besides those, Sonny Bill played it okay, but he wasn't
consistent. He wasn't consistent in boxing, for it to really pick up and mean something.
And he's the most overrated athlete I've ever seen. So I've said that many, many times. He wasn't really a good footy player. He wasn't really a good boxer. He was just a big guy with a bloody Greek god body, right?
Yeah, dude is chiseled.
Pretty much that was his whole marketing ploy, was how he looked. Because let's be honest, he couldn't fight for shit because a 48-year-old Mark Hunt knocked him the fuck out.
Yeah.
So, and if if that fight happened tonight 3 years ago when it was supposed to, Gal would have knocked the shit out of Sonny Bill.
But yeah, and also because Gallen was extremely active, and an active fighter, as the saying goes, is a dangerous fighter.
Exactly, and
he was to the point where, remember, we were talking about how No Limit was burning him out. He was fighting so much.
Yeah, exactly. He fought like 5 times in 13 months. So. I mean, that fight should have happened 10 years ago. I don't want to see a rematch. There's no point for a rematch. I mean, I've always given credit to Paul Gallen because of what he's done. He was always open and honest. There was no bullshit with Gal. He's fighting for money and for the young fellas to get exposure on the undercard. And there was that was it. Sonny Bill, he was. I don't really care what Sonny Bill has to say for himself, but Gallen was legit. Built up Tim Tszyu to the point where he could take over and do his own thing, and now Tim Tszyu's on the global stage fighting for world titles, which is exactly what Gal wanted for him in the first place. But Gal gave him his start. So
there you go.
And that's guys like that. Like if they're purely and solely playing from to build up legitimate boxers to get them names, I don't have a problem with that, because Gal never disrespected the sport, never went out and said, we're going to be a world champion, didn't act like a dick, just did what he needed to do, where Sonny Bill just pretty much makes a mockery of everything he does. So, I prefer the way Gal does it the way Sonny Bill does it.
Well, I think people are not going to confuse that. All right, closing thoughts so we can get out of here.
Oh, well, thank God that's bloody over. I mean, 10 years too late. I mean, Gal got the win. A lot of people thought Sonny Bill won. Personally, I don't give a fuck. I just want to see this shit done and dusted and move on to real boxing with real boxers. Oh, yeah, we got to give Mundine's boy a shout-out. Bloody hell, doesn't he move exactly like his old man?
Yeah.
Bloody hell, he's a carbon copy of Anthony, which will be a good thing. Hopefully he's got the ability to cut a promo, as they say. Because we need someone like we need Mundine's son to be exactly like Chock was 25 years ago. cut the promos, get the controversy going to put the bums in the seats, because that's what we need. We need the next generation of fighters to start stepping up and, learning how to cut a promo, learning how to talk, learning how to generate interest in fights, because otherwise it'll just take a nosedive again.
All right, so remember, it is Fundora versus Tim Tszyu 2 fight week on the undercard, a co-featured of Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. You're going to be getting a fight week preview from us for that soon. And for the Australian boxing fans, the boxing fans as a whole who decided to check out who Sonny Bill and Paul Gallen is, we're going to be covering more boxing this weekend. And in fact, it's a big weekend of boxing. Expect those videos to come. You can follow me on Twitter at T-Street-Controversy, and right here on the screen, you can follow Big J at Old Mate Big J on Twitter and on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.